Welcome to Be Bold Branding, where we discuss the power of differentiating yourself through your own unique story and standout personal brand. You've been hustling to create amazing content, post regularly on social media, attend as many networking events, webinars, and summits as you can, but something still isn't right. Well, opportunities with your ideal prospects, they're not as plentiful as you would like, and you are tired of chasing the squirrel. Well, if this sounds like your life, it will probably help to know that the problem is not you. The problem is that your brand may be broken. Yes, it's a real thing. And in this episode, we're going to give you the first steps to turn it all around. Before we get started, remember to head to BrandFaceGuide.com and download our free guide to building a profitable personal brand. It's full of great advice and tips that help you change how you're seen so you can charge what you're worth.
All right, to the topic at hand. I know so many businesses and business owners who have gone through this that we're talking about today, and I'll add myself to the list. I've been a serial entrepreneur for 31 years, but I've only known this beautiful lady for about 11, okay? So do the math. For 20 years there, I was doing the same thing. My brand was broken. I didn't know I needed one. I didn't even know what it was. I was hustling big time. I knew how to market. I was spending money on marketing. I thought I was doing everything that I needed to do. But I knew that there was always something out there that needed to change. And honestly, I thought it was just, okay, another marketing platform, another lead gen platform. That makes sense. We all sort of go that route, right? But if you're putting yourself out there and you're not getting anything back, it's got to be the marketing, right? I didn't even think that it's really what goes into the marketing that mattered.
Mm-hmm. So when I first started in the media world in 1988, do the math there too, guys, I saw the same thing over and over. Business owners were spending literally tens of thousands of dollars a month and still struggling to grow their business. And I was such a geek about marketing that I literally made it my mission to figure out why this was happening. It did not take long at all to notice that their ads were awful. Like they were awful. And so no wonder they thought their marketing was the problem, right? Because you hear an ad, that's marketing, right? Well, they blamed the radio station, the TV production crew, the direct mail companies that helped them mail piece together, you name it. They blamed everybody for this failure.
Yeah, but think about it. Back then and even today, in every instance that you can think about, the people who run the marketing platforms have one job. They always have, to place and run ads. That's it. It wasn't their job to try to figure out what made you different, what made you better, what made you stand out from all your competitors. It wasn't their job to strategize with you and to figure out, could you write your own story and make sure that everything that went into your marketing. Now, they will say, we'll design you an ad, right? But none of that answers the 5 critical questions you got to answer to make your brand work. And that's not their job to know them.
Right. We did have salespeople in the media world, salespeople and copywriters at different media companies that I worked throughout the years. And they were writing commercials for the clients, but think about this. They only wrote what the clients told them to write. It's like, okay, I have a sale coming up. This is the day it starts. This is the day it ends. Put this in here, right? And that's all they had to work with because they weren't branding companies. They were marketing companies. And that, my friends, is when I really understood the difference between building a brand and promoting a brand.
Yeah, it's gotten even worse since then. Now, so many companies online will tell you that they can help build your brand. But when you look into it deeper, when you scratch the surface just a little bit, they're actually just promoting your brand through the video marketing, social media marketing, email marketing, CRMs, websites, everywhere that you might see. We help you build your brand is really helping you promote and grow your brand. And then you have to ask yourself, do I have a brand to even be able to do that? All right. Different topic for a different day. So number one, you got to stop and ask yourself with every platform you look at, is this really branding or does it fall under the category of marketing? Is this company actually helping me to build a brand, differentiate a brand, or are they helping me just to promote a brand that I may or may not have?
Yeah. Okay. So ease your broken brand, right, is where it gets even more complicated, because some of the marketing companies that approach you will reel you in to make you think they actually offer branding services, because they'll design a new logo for you, help you come up with a tagline. Well, you know what we say about that. If you've listened to more than 2 episodes, you've heard us say a photo, a logo, and a tagline is not a brand.
No, those things are marketing elements. They're part of a brand. They're not a brand. They're not even close to a brand. They're an important part of the brand, but they only scratch the surface. That's what they're there for. Everything begins with your story and your why, right? Why you do what you do. All the gurus say it, and they're all right about that. And that's exactly why we at BrandFace look at 77 different criteria when we are building a brand for somebody, actually building a brand. It begins with a deep dive into your point of differentiation, your ideal customer. It's a comprehensive process that never fails. And when you take the time to do it right, it's going to work over and over and over again. And if you don't, then your brand's broken. And it's even broken, especially on the more marketing you spend, because you're not doing it correctly to begin with. And that's why so many people say, well, I don't have an ROI on my marketing. I can assure you, I have ROI on my marketing, especially for the past 11 years. I can tell you exactly where my clients come from, exactly how much money I spend. And the reason why is because I have a brand.
Yep. Okay. Way to preach, Michael.
I
like
got
that.
on a soapbox, didn't I?
You did. I love it. All right. So here's the second thing you need to know to be able to turn it all around. Stop and ask yourself, is the company I'm considering working with doing more than just a logo, photo, and a tagline? Are they known for building incredible brands and not just pretty designs? Are they known for building brands that help you turn your purpose into profit? If not, step back a moment and do things in the right order. Brand first, then promote it.
Yeah. And finally, this is my favorite, avoiding the shiny stuff. Like everybody follows a trend. And sometimes those trends take you way off course, way off base. This even happens to us. Just so you know, we have a regular conversation with our staff. Are we on the right track and not chasing some shiny, some kind of squirrel, right? Right now, that big trend is AI, artificial intelligence, right? What do they call it? Chat GPT or something.
Chat GPT.
Right? You know what I mean? Plagiarism at its best, right? And while it's compelling everyone in business, it should certainly pay attention to it. And everybody should pay attention to it, right? See where we are with it, see what's going to happen. But you should never sacrifice the fundamentals of what you do and somebody you do business with, because if you do that and you just hand that over to some other shiny, they're not going to tell the people about you, right? You're just going to fall into the same category as your competitors. And you only find those things when you go through the right process to build your brand and set yourself apart.
Yep. Any AI platform only works from what human beings tell it to work from anyway. And that puts us right back to 1988, when marketing companies put the information you gave them into your commercials, right? Especially when it comes to AI, right? Make sure you're prepared for it. Make sure the information you're putting out there about yourself and your company is exactly what you want to be out there, because it doesn't create things out of thin air. AI only pulls things out of the air, not creates them. So once you build your brand and you've got that story that you're super happy with, and you know that it represents you the way you deserve to be represented, turns that purpose into profit, right? Then and only then should you pay attention to AI.
Yeah, agreed. And if you're trying to target your ideal prospect through AI, you need to know what that ideal prospect is. Who is that you're talking to? You've got to look into this. And the only way that you can define that is to define your story first and your point of differentiation first. That has to be the first step. And then that will determine the type of prospect that you're seeking. So you see how it all sort of works together, and it's one step ahead of the other step. It begins with the brand. And if your brand is broken, then you're starting off from a bad place. It'll cost you a lot of time. It'll cost you a lot of frustration. It'll cost you a lot of effort. It'll cost you a lot of money. I know I did it for 2 decades. So number 3, an important one, is stop and ask yourself, am I getting caught up in the shiny stuff before I build the fundamentals? And if I take time to build my brand first, will this new shiny thing perform better?
Yeah. And the answer is always yes.
AI is a perfect example of that.
It is.
If you have your brand built out first, then it's probably going to be very helpful to you. If you do not, it'll be just as confused as you are.
Good point. Good point. All right, let's recap. Stop and ask yourself, is it really branding or is it marketing? Is the company you're considering helping you to actually build your brand, or are they helping you to promote your brand? Number 2, is the company you're considering working with doing more than just a logo, photo, and a tagline? Are they known for building incredible, purposeful brands, not just pretty designs?
Yeah. Number 3, ask yourself, am I getting caught up in the shiny stuff before I get caught up in the fundamentals, before I build those fundamentals? If I take time to build my brand first, will this new shiny platform perform as it's supposed to for me? Listen, this is what we do. If you feel like you need to mend your broken brand, or we're always talking to those of you who do not have a brand, we cover this topic more and more in our free guide. It's the ultimate guide to building a profitable personal brand. And you can find that at BrandFaceGuide.com.
And remember, a profitable personal brand will help you change how you're seen and charge what you're worth.
Until next time, folks, be bold, especially with your brand.
Brought to you by BrandFace, the only comprehensive personal brand building system across the globe.